Namaste, viewers, and welcome to Book Talk with Mr. Vishwanath Alluri. And as you know, we have been talking about the Enlightened Manager. So, Vishwanathji, you have the book behind. Can you bring it forward and hold it up to the camera? It's right there. Thank you. So, this book has been published by HarperCollins, viewers, and it's available on Amazon and many other forums. And it is a 2025 book. I think it was released in late 2025. So, it's a wonderful book to read. I recommend it. I've read it myself in draft form. But now we're going to go straight into the book. Who is Panna? And why have you invented this character?
See, Panna is a fictitious character in the book, first and foremost. Panna is the name of a farmer whom I came across in my childhood. Panna is a farmer. I give the name of Panna. Panna name comes from Chandamama monthly fable stories, fables, children's stories.
Yes, children's stories, Chanda Mama. Yeah.
There is a magazine called Chandamama. Every month you get it. Every issue there is one story. One story about Panna, Papanna. It's called Papanna. He is called Paropakari Papanna. He is a good Samaritan.
Yes.
Paropakari Papanna. Panna. I want to make some internationalization of the names, so I use the word Panna. I didn't use Papanna. After writing the book, I came to know in Buddhism, Panna means prajna.
Yes. Yes.
In
Yes.
Pali language, Panna, there's also a word called Panna Bhumi. The
Yes.
soil of wisdom is called.
And
So,
Panna, by the way, Panna means ruby, Hira Panna. So there is a place in Rajasthan actually where they used to mine rubies. So it has many beautiful connotations. Go ahead. But so this Papanna, Paropakari, the Good Samaritan, why have you used him as a narrative device for Krishnamurti's wisdom?
you see, this is what I came to know now after the book is written. When the book is being written, I came to know there's something called a structure of narration and the schema. This is the schema is mine. The structure I given the freedom to Harry. Harry had suggested something like Don Camillo's book. You know, there is a book called Don Camillo and Peppone by Italian writer called Giovanni Goreschi. It's a wonderfully written book where he has invented a fictitious person talking to the Pope in the church. There's a crucifix which is fixed on top of the back on the back side wall on the top side. He talks back to the Pope. So there is a way he is talking all the time, something. So we have copied from that. The structure is copied from that, and
Don't say copied, say inspired.
Okay, sir. I'm just. There's also another book called Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Driving. Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. So there's a road trip.
Robert Pirsig, yeah.
We have created a road trip in this book where we converse. It's a conversational style book. So we have adopted certain things from these two books. And Panna came very handy for me to use the word Panna because right from childhood I was inspired by Panna. See, there is two stories which are very striking in Chandamama, right from my childhood. One is Panna, Papanna. Second is Betal and Vikram.
Yes, yes.
That Betal and Vikram is a tremendous tenacity. Tenacity is the name. So I'm very inspired by those two books. So this name is given, Panna is given from that. And he's a farmer also. Farmer, there is also a story of farmer in the book, in the first chapter. That is very important. That makes a lot of sense to the managers. If managers have to understand how a farmer is successful, it's no different, but you can't discard a farmer because he's not educated in the university like you are Harvard, Stanford, all that. That is all, I don't believe in that. Because when I recruited my company also, when I recruited people, they are all from IITs. I never looked at the qualifications. I looked at the qualities of the person. Engineering is important, but not more than that. So I look at the qualities of the person, not the qualifications. So farmer state of mind, if you take everybody else depending on state of mind only, it is nothing else. So the state of mind is important. So from that angle, a farmer has a lot of lessons which we can derive from and understand and live life like that.
So tell us that story of the farmer when the bus comes to the village. It's a wonderful story. So please tell us that story.
First of all, this book is written, the first chapter is titled Why of the Book, in the spirit of bus pushers. I use that analogy because in the village, there is a normal in rural India, in villages, a bus comes from the district headquarters twice a day, normally. Normally. When a bus comes, sometimes it doesn't take a self-start, it's very temperamental. So villagers go to push the bus. Unless you push it, it won't take a start. So villagers go there to push the bus.
Absolutely.
They don't expect anything from them. They just push and go away. Next time when again they come, they push it if it's required. So they are not expecting any acknowledgements. They are not expecting any thanks, no money, nothing. They just only push and go. If it takes a start, it takes a start and goes away like that. The conductor and the bus driver don't even look back. Who pushed the bus, help them to take a start. So they don't expect anything. There's also a quote in the book, in the first chapter. Have you ever done anything in life spontaneously, without expecting anything in return, without being asked to do, and without expecting anything in return? So this is the spirit in which bus pushers are doing their work. So I am doing my work of the book also in the same spirit. I'm not expecting any. I'm not becoming a. I'm not. I have no intention of becoming any famous writer, author, and all that. These are not part. They won't exist for me. And also, I have written also in the book at the back, the entire royalties go to towards rural education and rural welfare in India. It is not
Yes.
that for me. There's nothing in that.
Yes.
So
Yes. No, I want to go back to the spirit of bus pushers because I found it not only very inspiring, but also, it's deeper than just disinterested work. Because when you push the bus, again it'll come back. You see, so it is a cycle of reciprocity. It is performing a service. The village has to be linked to the district headquarters. And twice a day, as you said, the bus comes. Now, if there are no bus pushers, just imagine, then the bus will be stuck. So, even if you do work, as you said, in the spirit of disinterested, not gaining anything, even then it adds to what I would call a virtuous cycle. So, a lot of management is we do things and it becomes a virtuous cycle. Someone gets employment, that family, you know, gets a better opportunity, that child might go to an IIT, as you said. So it's much deeper, in my view. And it actually, brings me back to something we talked about in the last episode, robes and rogues, sometimes go together. So Krishnamurti, the anti-guru, teaches us to be deeply skeptical. And I feel there is that, questioning or, whatever spirit of skepticism in this book. For example, you say in one part of the book that the inner dimension of management is more important than the external dimension. So it's like saying, look, if you can't manage yourself, how are you going to manage hundreds of people who are working with you? So, can you tell us a little more about that?
yeah, see, that is the essence of the book actually. Harper Collins, the publishers had come with a good line. They said, where inner dimension meets the work, he said. Where work meets inner dimension, or the inner dimension meets the work, whatever you call it. Whichever, whatever you want to look at it. That's a beautiful line, because without inner dimension, actually there is a inner and outer in life. What is inside us? Inside us, you tend to ignore it. You only caught with outer things. I am so and so, I am so and so, I am MBA, I am managing director, I am CEO, I am this, I am that. The real you is inside what is happening inside you. That is number one. So, and also inner will overtake the outer. You realize, you see for yourself, inner will overtake the outer. If you have greed will push in one direction. So you end up doing things like that. So it's important to understand the inner dimension. If you don't understand your inner dimension, you are not going to manage anybody else. Management is about managing people. Management is non-technical. Non-technical means this is the point. Inner dimension is non-technical. But there is a way of understanding inner dimension. I have used two tools in the book to understand inner dimension. One is the tool of negation. Other one is the tool of mirror of relationship. By using these two tools, you understand yourself as you are. Then from that you go forward. That is
Yes.
number one.
So tool of negation and the tool of relationship, both really Krishnamurti, very, very deep ideas. I don't want to call them ideas, but processes. And once you start, then a lot of things are revealed. So can you tell us about both of these? But before that, a little bit about Coffee Darshan, because I find that, see, viewers, the book is full of nuggets which are very interesting. It's not a dull read. I'm myself a reader and a writer, so I can tell you that it's full of things that you can enjoy and you can learn from. And you don't have to read this book from page to page. It's not a textbook. It's actually a book of life. So tell us about Coffee Darshan. You and I ourselves have had many Coffee Darshans in nice places.
See, Coffee Darshan is an expression coined by me. I can take some credit in that. Though somebody told, but I am famous for Coffee Darshan. Whenever I go to North India, I carry my coffee powder from South because you don't get good coffee powder in North. So it's a must that I must make coffee in the morning, use a coffee maker. I carry coffee maker as well as coffee powder from South. Same thing happens in Sahyadri also when I go to Western India. Because you can't expect them to serve good coffee to South Indians. Only in South India, you see, this is a childhood habit. Coffee darshan is childhood habit. I must tell you, there is a high caste in South India, in Tamil Nadu. They take pride in that. They take pride in claiming that I am so and so, so and so. Okay. One day, what happened in my house, I had a neighbor. I was living in a flat. I had a neighbor who was a retired chief collector of customs. He comes to my house regularly. He used to come. Then one day he told me, Vishwanath, do you know what we South Indian blah blah we do in the morning? What do you do, sir? We get up early morning, we take coffee, we read Hindu newspaper, he said. I told you, I also get up early, sir, but my wife doesn't make coffee, I make coffee. And I get up early, I take coffee, but I don't read Hindu paper, I read Krishnamurti, I told him. He was completely gone. Oh my God, he said. So that's the effect of Coffee Darshan. Coffee Darshan is something, it's a word where darshan is involved. Darshan means observing, exposing yourself to some holy deity, holy man or something. We call darshan. We just, darshan. We call it darshan. So for darshan, many people in South India go to North India religious pilgrimages. They go to Tirtha Yatra. I am telling you, Tirtha Yatra, you go, but I am not talking of that. I am talking of Tirtha Yatra, go inside. Go inward inquiry. You go on a journey of inward inquiry from which there will be no return. No return to the earlier state. When you see that it's all false, how you get angry, how you lose your energy in being angry, then you will not be angry like that earlier again. You will not return back to same state of anger in your life. Once you realize that is a waste of energy of yourself and others, so why waste energy? So that is called a journey of inquiry, a pilgrimage of inquiry inside, from which there will be no return. Having said that, but I caution in the book, managers, when you're dealing with people, managers do get angry. Do you mean to say you don't get angry at all? No, but you pretend anger. When you're aware that you're angry, you pretend anger. If you think anger alone works with your assistant, you pretend anger, I told. I have written this is how I take it. I have written that. You're not going to kill the fellow.
But what has coffee to do with it? I also enjoy good coffee. I'm having one now. I would invite you to Coffee Darshan.
Good coffee, you see the problem with coffee is, I tell you now, today the world which is in a race. Let us say somebody is traveling from Silicon or home to his office in the morning, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 7:30. What he does, he stops the car, he stops his car on the way, picks up a coffee from a coffee shop, let us say whatever name you call it, I don't want to use the name. Then you pick up a coffee tumbler, and there is a tumbler holder in the car. They designed like that to make you further rush. So you keep there and you're driving to your office. You're already got a tip with your girlfriend or wife in the house. Now you take coffee. And then you're going to meeting at 9 o'clock. There's a meeting with investors, with somebody, the managing director. He makes some odd remarks. I don't know how he will take in my presentation. I'm already caught in that. It's a tangle. Then you are not able to enjoy coffee nor the scenery here. You already you lost your state of mind both at home and going to lose. That's what you are caught. So coffee darshan is that doesn't coffee darshan. There's no coffee darshan. Coffee darshan is at least you can't enjoy your life with a coffee in the morning. What for you are reading all this, doing all this high tech work and all that? That is my question.
No, that's very nice. In fact, I just want to add that you do get good coffee in North India. There are many, many good brands now. And the whole coffee culture is increasing. And there's a lot of medical evidence to show that caffeine in moderate doses is actually very good for you. And in fact, it prevents Alzheimer's. It's good for the heart also. But I think what you mean by coffee darshan is that morning time you relax, you go deep inside, and you see the darshan, not of a guru or of a deity, but of yourself. And to me, I come from a certain background and it used to take pride in Sandhya Vandanam. But I think a coffee darshan can do as much as Sandhya Vandanam if you do it in the right spirit. And so we will end this episode on Coffee Darshan, viewers. But I promise you, we are coming back with the tools of negation, the mirror of relationship, Krishnamurti on AI, and much more. So if you want to say a final word on Coffee Darshan, Vishwanathji, go ahead.
Coffee darshan is coined, there's no equivalent English expression. Coffee darshan is the English and the Hindi word is involved. Indian word is involved. I call it Indian word. I don't call it Hindi alone because darshan is a common word in many languages in India. So coffee, English, darshan is the only equivalent version, only equivalent word that exists is in Spanish. They call sobremesa. Sobremesa is not exactly this. They are just having a liqueur after the dinner, having chit-chatting around the table. It is not exactly this. Darshan has got a different, profound meaning for me.
Yes, yes, yes. And if coffee triggers it, well and good. But the Enlightened Manager, that's what we are talking about, viewers. Thank you, Vishwanathji. A transformative approach to work and life. Do join us in our next episode. In the meanwhile, enjoy the book if you have access to it. You can get it on Kindle. And do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you, Vishwanathji, for joining us. And we look forward to the next episode of The Enlightened Manager. Namaste.
Thank you, Makaran. Thank you.